Morgan Suszek, speech section 121-4224, semester spring 2026. According to U of M Water Center researcher Dave Schwab, who simulated 840 oil spills in 2016, more than 700 miles of shoreline in Lakes Michigan and Huron and on their islands are potentially vulnerable to an oil release in the straits that would result in accumulation requiring cleanup. Enbridge's Line 5 pipeline has been a hazard to the Great Lakes for many, many years. It was built in 1953, and it was built with the intention of having a 50-year lifespan. It is almost 25 years overdue. Not only does it threaten the wildlife of the area, it threatens the commerce of the area, and just one of the largest freshwater supplies in the United States. As recent as June 2020, the Michigan League of Conservation Voters has noted that Line 5 was temporarily shut down due to significant damages to anchor supports on the pipeline caused by an anchor strike, and Enbridge failed to inform state officials about the damage and condition of the line. Now, this is just a small example of some of the neglect and abuse that the line has had over the years, but it definitely puts the fact that a catastrophic oil spill is a very real possibility. It puts it in view. Now, the Great Lakes aren't the only things that are having issues with some of the controversy here. There are also many native lands that the Enbridge Line 5 pipeline goes through, and there have been countless lawsuits against the violations that they have committed. And not only are they a threat to those things, but again, like I mentioned at the beginning, the ecosystem, the fishing, the birds, all the animals that feed along the shorelines. Think about Michigan's tourism industry and commerce and things like that. I mean, there would be no summer fun, no boating, no fishing, none of that. I mean, it would absolutely decimate our state and the country's freshwater supply. It is one of the world's largest freshwater supplies. I mean, we have to protect it. A lot of people say that there are drawbacks to shutting down the pipeline, but in 2023, PLG Consulting performed a market analysis and found that the companies participating in Line 5 products and markets are sophisticated and large energy firms that regularly evaluate and anticipate risks and make changes. Therefore, it's not surprising that for at least the past 6 years, contingency plans have been developed by key refineries and other businesses whose supply chains may be altered in the event of a Line 5 shutdown. So, what are we actually fighting against here? People say that, oh, energy costs are going to go up, but I mean, there's research out there that shows that that is not a thing. A lot of people say, oh, it's going to cost Enbridge too much money to shut it down or reroute, but I mean, it stands to reason that all the lawsuits and the judgments that they've been trying to overturn have cost them much more money than a reroute would. I guess the one big thing that I could look at and say that might be an issue is that Enbridge is a Canadian company, so severing ties or forcing them to reroute might cause a little strain, but I can't say that would be any worse than any of the strain that they faced in the last few years. So yes, can and should Line 5 pipeline be shut down? It absolutely should. There's way too much risk for the wildlife, for the commerce, for the freshwater supply, and there has been too much in their history to show us that Enbridge cannot be trusted with the state of our Great Lakes. It seems ridiculous to argue over natural resources we all need to survive and something we have alternates to and for that wouldn't devastate the resources we actually need, but here we are.